Take back your space. Stop storing old electronics you'll never use again. Recycle your computers, monitors, and televisions for free with eCycle Washington. This free program can be used by households, small businesses, public schools, and other organizations across the state. Drop off unwanted TVs, computers, and monitors at over 300 locations in Washington state for free. Please check for the drop-off location nearest you at eCycleWashington.org. That's one word, eCycleWashington.org, and click on the Where Can I Recycle link.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Pittsburgh CBS affiliate KDKA, which is broadcasting the Super Bowl, fired a producer for jokingly putting up a TV graphic calling Tom Brady a, quote, known cheater. The graphic is pretty awesome because there's Tom Brady just making a speech, doing what he's doing, yakking like he's yakking. Oh. And then underneath, they got the chyron and it says Tom Brady, and underneath, known cheater.
You know, when I first saw it, I thought, wow, I don't remember any scandals with Tom Brady. I just assumed adultery type cheater.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's so often when you see that, you forget about the whole playing the sport and cheating at the sport.
Yeah. So the station, this is a tough one for everybody, but I understand the station's got to do what they got to do because they said, quote, while fans are entitled to have personal opinions, we have a journalistic responsibility to provide unbiased reporting. So they had to fire the dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he do that? I understand it's funny, but that's not something like you want. Why risk your job over something like that?
And this is what he then goes out and tweets, which makes it even more dumb. He's like, hi there, I got fired for this joke. I just bought a house, so that's putting a pinch on things.
Yeah.
If he's married or, you know, someone else is involved with him and where they got to pay for that house together, you just go, really? Are you that stupid?
Somebody started trying to start a GoFundMe for him, obviously, because his GoFundMe's for everything. I think originally to raise money probably to help pay his mortgage, but the backlash was so bad that he decided that, hey, whatever money gets raised, I'm going to donate it to some charity.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You probably won't be able to get another job in TV again. I don't know if anybody's going to give you a chance. I mean, I just don't know how they could.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, that's a tough one. Like, how do you trust that this guy's going to be able to make good decisions?
Yeah, I will tell you, it is because we're getting more and more examples in society of how nothing is that serious anymore. Like, well, what's the big deal? It's like, well, news shouldn't be joking around. News should just be giving you the news without a bias. Of course, we know that's not true anymore.
Yeah, that should be used for like a weekend update on Saturday Night Live.
Exactly.
You know, you put that up there and it's kind of a quick little laugh, and maybe it's a subtle jab or a not so subtle jab. But yeah, especially when you're the station that's running the Super Bowl, they probably don't want to piss off the big, you know, the affiliate doesn't want to piss off the main network.
Yeah. And they know there are more people losing their jobs for dumb reasons. Now, in our own business, this happened in Australia. This is the record. I thought the guy that in San Diego made a joke about the Coronado Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was on maybe for a week. He hadn't even started, I think. He was about to start and did a tweet that was just completely insensitive and showed he knew nothing about the San Diego area. Because
he did a suicide joke and used the picture of the bridge that is apparently the bridge that a lot of people have unfortunately decided to use to jump from.
And it is a massive, massive problem for them down there, and something that, of course, they'd be sensitive to. Who wouldn't be, as we all are in the world when it comes to mental health? That dude lost his gig, and this Australian radio host, his name is Shad Wicker. He was just hired for a new job, lost it before his first day. And that's because he did an interview with the Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, and asked the PM if he'd ever had a peek at others using urinals within the Parliament House. And that was his last day.
I mean, the ball's on him to ask that question.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of a funny question, but the Prime Minister?
You know what the problem is? He didn't probably preface it by saying, can I ask you a stupid question?
Right? Yeah, that's what you do.
That gives you the opportunity to ask that stupid question. You just don't throw it out there.
If you had any president of the United States on, look, and we're the show that would probably ask that kind of question, would we though? If they decided they would come on our show? Yeah, you would.
Yeah. Looking at Steve's face.
You would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I know you would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would depend on how the conversation's going. I'd have to vibe it out. I always vibe it out. I don't just ask stupid questions to somebody that I think is going to react negatively to it.
There are stupid questions, but that one there is sort of like, all of us.
Does he need to get fired for that?
Oh, yes. Well, the thing is, he was never hired. Like, he hadn't even started.
Well, he was hired. They tapped him to do the job, and he just never started.
I've been fired before, and the great Tom Likas told me this when I got rehired. Because when I first came here to Seattle, actually 20 years ago, I did something stupid. I got fired. Luckily enough, I was able to negotiate my way back on the air. And I'll never forget the first bit of advice I got, because Tom Likas was in town doing a show here in Seattle. And Tom has, been in the business for a long time, and he knows, he's just a great strategist. He pulls me aside. Welcome back, BJ. I suppose you learned the big lesson, didn't you? I said, no, I'm not sure what lesson you're talking about. Get ratings, then say something stupid. Because I just started. I had no ratings.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with this dude. Nobody knows who he is. It's his first time getting a job. It's hard to survive that when you don't have any bank, whereas now 20 years later, I bet if I did something stupid, it wouldn't be, I might be able to keep my job easier.
I'd like to listen to that answer, though. I wonder what kind of answer the Prime Minister would give to that.
Oh, that would be interesting to see just how he...
Have you ever meat gazed?
Yeah. And, does any guy want to be asked that? That's the other thing is I think most guys is like, no. Isn't that a proper response?
I think the question's fine. If someone said, hey, have you ever peeked at somebody else's package at the urinal? I'd have no problem being like, no, I actually haven't.
Yeah, I feel
I don't want to talk to you if I'm at the urinal next to you, let alone look your way.
That's the thing. The ramifications usually mean it's like, well, why would you be invading some other dude's space? It just makes you look like an idiot if you say yes. And it's like to even be asked that question, it's just like, what?
Well, he's probably asking the question hoping to get a chuckle out of the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that he was really curious whether or not the Prime Minister's checking out people's packages.
I think a better question.
Oh.
A better question, still in the same vein, as it were.
Okay.
Has anybody ever meat gazed him? That's part of the whole part, like the political system.
Yeah.
Like,
I know I've had that happen.
Because I think that makes more sense to me because you're the prime minister, you're the president, you're the super in charge, and some guys like to go, well, let's see what that guy's toting around if he's the big cheese.
Have you ever had that happen where for sure someone's looking at your package?
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
very disturbing.
It was at a concert and the guy was drunk. And he was stoked. He's like, no way, it's you. And then he's just staring. I know that he's not. I don't even think he was really looking to see what was going on down there. I think he was just drunk and zoning out. But I'm just like, hey man, can you stop looking at my tongue,
dude? I think it's primal. I think if you go to biology, I may be crazy. I wish we had a hotline of John Medina, the brain scientist here at UW, because I think it's primal that when you meet somebody who's like of status, the alpha dog, which if you're a semi-celebrity like you are, Steve, you're Twitter verified.
Oh, that's true. In the world of wrestling, I'm a local celebrity.
Yeah, so I think it's primal. You go, well, let's see what you're toting. I just feel, isn't that how we used to do it as cavemen? Didn't we sort of just look at each other's junk to see who was in charge?
I'm not going to let whoever has the biggest dong be in charge.
Well, that's how it used to be, I think.
John Holmes never became president.
He should have been.
Or what's that one guy with the 13-inch wiener, the Judah...
Oh, I know.
Crap. Jonah Falcon. Remember him? He was in Rolling Stone for having the biggest dong.
He should have been president.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. I think it's like primal, old school, just cavemanish, if you will, that we tend to just want to see what's up over there. Mm-hmm. But and I know that's why it's happened to me. It's like, I'm a semi-somebody once in a while. And when I'm in a bathroom, it's just like, this is why I always use the stall, because I've been meat gazed so much. It's just like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just really uncomfortable.
It's funny, though, because I listen to that Spit and Chicklets podcast, the hockey podcast, and they get into a lot of dong talk. They call it a wrench. But they spend a lot of time talking about that kind of stuff because it's just a dumb hockey mentality. You're in the showers. And one of the guys said something and it cracked me up because one of the guys on my team had the same opinion as well. He said that he could easily, if you covered up every other part of the person's body, he could tell you which player is which just by looking at their dongs.
he knows that much. Like he's
He
that
spent
familiar.
that much time in the shower with them that if it was like a police lineup of dongs, he could be like, okay, it's that guy, that guy, that guy. And one of my teammates said that once, and I thought that was the weirdest thing. I'm like,
Dude.
I can't do that.
Even I can't do that with all the dudes I've been with. Like, because one of my friends recently messaged me. He's like, so a dude you've hooked up with has a girlfriend who's a porn star. And she just posted a video. Do you think you can identify this dude based on the video? Because you don't see the guy's face.
Okay.
And I'm like, maybe it might have been him, but
You'd have to be around him a lot, though, Vic. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, you've seen a lot, but not to the degree that
not
Steve would have
studying them.
exposure,
Yeah.
or and I kind of avoid that area. So, I mean, the only time, like I said, when I played for the New Jersey Generals, because they let celebrities do that, the local celebrities do it.
Was it the Washington Generals? Or was it the New Jersey Generals?
I can't remember what the name of the team was.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, whatever there was, it was the basketball team that played against the Globetrotters.
Big spoiler alert, always
Yeah.
loses to the Globetrotters.
And,
It's the Washington Generals.
my
That's
bad.
the problem. Well, you have no respect for the team that you were once on.
Yeah, I was on that team for a second.
Wow.
And
Well, I bet they don't remember you.
I remember that one guy just because I think it's just what they like to do to troll the local person that's to come in. They're all just like naked, and they're all, I think, a little too excited to be there.
I still question this one. I don't think anybody fluffs themselves in the
Dude,
shower
I'm telling you,
to mess with the local
guy
people.
was. If this
Maybe
is
he's
what the
just
guy
packing
would
heat.
Dude, but you can tell when someone is packing heat, but they're still not in a state of awareness. I mean, if this is him just packing heat, Steve, this is unbelievably impressive if this is him just chilling. Because it looked like, look, Steve, there are people that are just hanging around, and then there are people that are ready to go. And usually you can hang a towel out the ready to go people.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This guy was ready.
Full spring.
Yeah, he was. That's why I was like, I can't believe that this guy is coming towards me trying to have a conversation as he is ready to have towel. He's ready to be your towel guy.
I can't picture a guy going in, like, if he's in the shower with one of his teammates going, look, there's a couple guys in the media on our team. Oh, give me a second. I'm going to fluff up and say what's up to these guys.
See, Steve, I would agree with you to that point, but BJ, how many years ago was this?
This was like 25 years ago.
25 years ago, and this is still ingrained
It's still
into
in my
BJ's brain.
I'm like, why is I like?
Yeah, this is why I believe BJ, because it's seared in that
if you're
memory.
like Jeff Probst. Jeff Probst, the picture we saw him.
Oh, yeah.
He's just hanging there.
Very impressive.
It's still impressive, but he's just hanging there.
Right.
This dude was horizontal. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was a horizontal attack.
I mean, I don't have one, so I don't really know. Wouldn't that be hard to get yourself ready on purpose when everyone's around you and you got the media, and then on the other side, like, doesn't that just sometimes pop up like it happens?
Well, it may have just. My point is, it came at me. Is all I'm saying. I don't know the reason why it came at me. All I know is it was a projectile at warp 11 coming
Was it
at me.
nice looking at
Maybe
least?
you're like a snake charmer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, was it nice looking, Vicky? I thought women think all penises are ugly. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, there's uglier ones, and then there's less ugly ones.
Yeah, well, I really was not wanting to see it. I wanted it out of my space. I was so uncomfortable. I'm like, what is happening? And why is this guy talking
Maybe
to
he
me?
just was offering you a place to put your towel.
It's very possible.
Here, you can hang your towel here, sir.
It's a gentleman.
Yeah. I mean, and look, no doubt, I will say this. It was impressive. I was like, geez. And the guy wasn't much taller than me. That's why I was like, wow, God doesn't like me, is all I kept thinking. But then I was like, also, does he need to carry this? It's one thing to have a conversation with a guy in the locker room when he's naked, he's got his leg up, and he's swiffering the floor with his boys. That's an uncomfortable one. This was horrible. So I didn't know anybody. He's going, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, could you put a towel on? Could you wrangle that baby in?
Can we talk about food again, guys?
All right, so I had these sausages. So good, Danny.
Hot dogs.
I did have a moment, though.
Anyone like eggplant?
Yeah, eggplants
Yeah.
are great.
Eggplant.
Yeah. How about zucchini? You like the zucchini?
I did a modeling thing once with a bunch of girls for a cosplay thing, and I'm in the corner changing, trying to be discreet. And I go to talk to the guy in charge, and this gal comes up, and she's just standing there full on naked.
Yeah.
But it was my first time in person seeing a certain situation.
Oh, you mean like the preparation?
No.
Oh, you mean the state of affairs?
Yeah.
Like downstairs.
Yeah.
In
It
other
was
words, some women get surgery, and you're saying you saw a pre-surgery?
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
And so it took everything in me not to stare, because I've never seen it in person, so I was fascinated. And I'm just sitting there, like, looking at her face. And when she turned around, I'm like, look down. Okay, nope, up. Like, I never thought I'd have to be in that situation, because most girls are very, modest.
They're buttoned up down there.
Yeah. Or more modest. But then I learned, no.
You never
girls
used to
let
see,
it hang.
pre of the shavage, because that's my generation. You never knew what they were toting down there. But now you're right. It's, sometimes it's like, oh, that's okay. That's just what it, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what is going on down there? Yeah, that's a whole party you got going on down there, miss.
So
Fascinating.
I felt like I was in a locker room. I'm trying to relate to you guys.
So, Dan, you want to talk about food again?
I just text her. Gong this damn subject, you idiots.
We start talking about women. I think that's a nice thing. No?
I try to help.
All right. Anyway.
That's a dong gong.
It's the dong gong.
Anybody want to go to Ivers? I know I do. Okay. There's a new trend with some pet owners. We'll talk about pets. Like, cats. This new trend with some pet owners might be the dumbest thing that I have ever heard about. And you know what, Steve, I think you and other pet owners might agree with me.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what it is at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I think finally there is something that pet owners can agree with me on, because you know me, I hate pets. And usually I think anything that pet owners do is pretty stupid, but
minus having an Instagram page for your dog, Lulu the Warrior Princess on Instagram, people.
Truth.
Let's try and get more followers than BJ.
Listen, I told you that I do think that's stupid. I know you don't think it's stupid.
I misunderstood you. My bad. I'm sorry I brought that up.
Yeah, thanks for plugging that.
Strike that. Don't follow at Lulu the Warrior Princess on Instagram. One word. Don't. I'm
not going to beat this dead horse, though.
That's feed a fed horse.
Oh, that's
BJ.
right. I'm not going to feed the fed horse. Yes. This trend, Steve, I think you're going to agree with me, because it's overtaken the internet, and my brain just explodes. I don't understand how people think this is cool, because of the fact it involves a part of a dog's anatomy, and it's a male dog, obviously.
Okay.
Dog owners are now reportedly covering their animals' testicles in glitter.
Dude, Vicky showed this to me yesterday, and I swear this was my reaction.
Come on.
It's so stupid.
It is so stupid.
Why would you do that?
I can't
God,
see
it's
any
so bad.
self-respecting male dog owner doing this. I just can't. You're an idiot if you think, you're going to just make your dog look even dumber, and you're going to decorate his testicles. I mean, come on.
I mean, on the positive side, at least it's edible, because they made it with corn syrup and edible glitter.
Did you just say positive? Is that
Come on.
Yeah.
Totally meant to do that.
So it's edible. It better be, because dogs lick their area, which would be really bad if this glitter was.
At least they're looking out for the best interests of their bedazzled or glittered dog nuts.
It'd be itchy, just sitting there like, ugh.
Why would you do that to a dog? I always think it's weird also when people color their dog's hair. I'm not as upset about that.
I'll tell you why. I know exactly why.
That to me it seems a little silly, but whatever. If that makes you happy and your dog's not hurt by it, then go ahead. But this is really ridiculous.
Here's what do you know what little girls used to do?
What?
Little girls, and I just think it's the way they do it. Little girls, what they always love to do is play dress up, and they always like to dress up grandpa.
But who's dressing up people's boys with glitter?
This is what I'm saying. This is an extension, I think. I think more women are doing this than men. That women just love to dress up and decorate and adorn, and they think it's funny because
dude would do that to his dog's boys.
I agree.
Because I wouldn't want that done to my boys.
Exactly. And it's like, come on, ladies. I mean, you
don't want that done to your boy.
And why do you want that much glitter? I mean, then you have the dog in the house, on the couch. You got glitter everywhere. It looks like a stripper exploded in your home.
Now, I will tell you this. If this would guarantee me some action, I would have it done to myself. If the woman in my life said, I would gladly take that glitter off for you in a way that's pleasurable, then, yeah, you can put all the glitter you want all over there as long as...
I mean, I know that glitter beards are a fad right now. So, I mean, this is just the next thing to be.
That's by choice.
Yeah,
many years ago, I remember I got it was a chick that I was hanging with, and she sent me a message. She's like, hey, do you want to see something cool? And I'm like, sure. And it's like MySpace days. Sent me a MySpace message, and she, what do they call it, vajazzled?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that was a deal breaker. I'm like,
you didn't like a vajazzle?
Was it with like little gems, or was it with glitter?
No, it was like gems and like crystals, and
No.
it was too much, man.
You think? Well, listen, if she's going to show me the vajazzled area, I don't think it's ever... See, that's me, because I never get to see that stuff.
Oh, my gosh. Like, why? What am I going to do with this?
Well...
I mean, really?
when a boy loves a girl...
Vajazzled?
Well, I mean, it's just it's a way of decorating, adorning. A lot of women love to decorate and adorn themselves, and then they do others. And
It's
that's
like
why.
pizza. You don't have to put all these crazy toppings on the pizza. I like it just plain cheese or pepperoni.
Now who's the lame-o, Vicky? See, I don't mind a little vajazzling.
I mean, I get a tattoo or some fake body tattoo.
Oh, you don't like a vajazzle?
No, that just feels like it would get in the way. And what kind of glue are you sticking down there?
Right, and I'm not like hardwood floors myself, so there's a chance of some stickage. Like something you know what I mean? Grab on.
Rip off. Ugh.
Wow, you guys are. See, you can call me lame. I think the vajazzle's good.
You're into vajazzling?
I'm into anything that's will make the fun like that. Why not?
How will that be fun? It'd be like, cool. You just rolled around in the arts and crafts department.
I love that. It just shows that she's like, hey, dude, I wanted to make things pretty for you. Isn't that what women normally do? And
usually some women shave or make little shapes in there.
That works too.
Yeah, I remember Jenna James had a line of razors, and they came with stencils, so you could put like a lightning bolt down there.
The lightning bolt's always cool.
Yeah,
that's cool too.
It's very Kiss.
But see, the dog doesn't have a choice, and no male dog wants his boys bedazzled. So this is stupid. We all agree. Does anybody think this is a great idea?
Not in the slightest.
Taking the testicles of a dog and putting glitter on them.
The only thing I love about this is when I sent it to Rev, he got really pissed off. So it made me feel good.
Ah, yeah. You got
really
pissed
mad.
off, right? It was dogs, Rev. They didn't do it to cats yet.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit harder for cats. I mean, they're fuzzy and usually deflated because we fix them.
Oh, that's right. Maybe you can give them fake ones. I know people do that when they fix a dog or cat. Sometimes they put fake ones in there.
No.
Have you seen what they do with cats? It's like this little, like a ring. They put it around their tail, so it's like a gem that covers a certain part of their body.
Oh, right. The thanus. It covers the thanus.
Yeah.
It's this little gem. I honestly thought it was something else for the longest time.
I was about to say, that sounds like something that certain people are into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
My buddy Ben.
Yeah.
My buddy Ben Well.
I asked somebody, I'm like, why would you do this? And then somebody had explained to me it's a little thing tied around the tail.
But is it a pocket? Is it like a little door that will open? Because they still got to use that part of their body.
it's still kind of flat. It's like a necklace.
It flaps, okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like one of those...
devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Those are those, like, whenever I'm, like, watching certain thumbnails, and then all of a sudden, like, that you see that, and you didn't know that was going to be there, I'm like, skipping to the next video.
I mean, that's not a bad thing for me.
Do we really? I mean, that's just a part of the body. Do we need to put jewelry there so the cat walks around with a shiny hiney?
Well, I mean, Rev, you
Shiny hiney. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it a cat thing that they'll jump on your body when you're laying down, and they'll just kind of present themselves, if you will, to you, to your face?
Yep.
Yeah, Rev loves that. That's his favorite part of having a cat.
That is not.
And what's like the obsession with glitter? I understand, but like then you saw those pills that people could take that turn your turds into like glitter turds.
I don't know why you'd want that.
I don't understand what world we're in.
I get you want to
that'd be
shine,
kind of funny.
But why do you want
You want glitter turds?
I think it'd be
Who are you going to share that with? You going to Snapchat that?
No, I'm going to go to someone's house like Rev's and do that in the litter box so he thinks the cat did it.
Gross.
What is wrong
Why
with
are you going to go?
What?
Why are you
You're
going to
gonna
with my
swat
litter
in the
box?
Because you're the only one I know that has a cat that might let me into their house.
Can we not talk to Vicky anymore? She's out of her
You're on
freaking mind.
timeout.
Yeah, you're banned
You're
from
really
my
on
house.
timeout. Today, your conversation has been like, maybe you should be arrested.
So why is this show today all about the mid-region? I don't
agree.
know.
It's all because of Vicky. No,
Clearly.
seriously. We go to conventions and people get mad at us because Vicky's the way she is. They think we make her this way. And it's like, no, Vicky's
Poop's funny.
Well, I agree.
not shiny,
You
not
don't
glittery.
go in somebody else's cat box, Vicky.
No.
Honestly, I think I'd get stage fright, so I couldn't do
It
it.
makes you think one of the Twilight vampires used your bathroom. We don't need that.
I just don't understand how in life you're like, you know what I need? I need a pill that's going to turn my turds into glitter.
This is why humanity is doomed to destruction.
And what are you paying for stupid stuff like that?
Well, again, humanity, Steve. Humanity. Here's a lovely story about two moms in Ohio that are in trouble. Why? Well, because they got into a fight at a fourth grade basketball game.
Yes.
You know, what kid doesn't love his parent just acting like an idiot in the stands, right? Yeah. So the mom's name are Tasha and Aisha, and they were charged with disorderly conduct. And of course, it's in Ohio. Is this anywhere near Cleveland? I feel like Cleveland is, having been to Cleveland, it is just the cornerstone of class and dignity.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm not surprised this happened in Ohio. It could be Cleveland. So Aisha claims that she got involved in this altercation because one parent was
at
acting
the playground? Aisha. Sorry. One of the better songs from Another Bad Creation.
Yeah. I don't really know much about that.
Oh.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Okay. Look it up. Google it.
Look it up.
Google it.
YouTube it.
How about the kids? How about their conduct got their kids expelled from the basketball league? And if you're a kid going, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I guess it was a game against two undefeated teams, so there's a rivalry.
And maybe these kids are really good. I don't know. But
they're undefeated. Of course they're good, BJ.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can have maybe an okay kid on an undefeated team. But either way, if any one of these kids are hoping to make basketball a career, you don't want your parents being idiots because you never know who's watching. Mm-hmm. And now they don't get to be shown off because they're not in that league. Apparently, words were exchanged between two parents, including her, again, because she said one of the parents was being intimidating. And when she tried to leave the situation, somehow it turned into a brawl. I'm sorry.
It spilled outside of the building. The video is insane. Like, they're walking out, and all of a sudden, one of the women jumps on the other one, and they just start all getting into it.
See, that to me that's ridiculous. I hate to be sexist
That's
here.
That's passion, man. That's just love for your kid's sport.
I'm going to be... I hope it's a positive stereotype, but this is stuff I expect stupid dudes to do. I expect women, they're the ones that supposedly have brains in their head. Why are they doing this?
When it comes to kids and sports, man, it brings out the worst in everybody. I see it sometimes even at the hockey rinks. Like, they even designate... They're like, you cannot go past this spot when we're having practice. We do not need you. Because they probably dealt with too many parents... popping in, trying to lean over the bench and say, hey, my son should be doing this. My son should be doing that. I all the credit in the world to anyone who's a coach.
Yeah.
Not because of the kids, but because of the parents. They're the worst.
Yeah, this was quite a brawl, and someone called 911 and described the scene to dispatchers.
This has been argued between parents and basketball players.
Oh, okay. Is it verbal or physical?
Verbal right now. There's some physical.
How many people are involved?
I don't know, 10.
Wow.
10?
10. This became 10 over a kid's basketball game.
Right.
Really, you got to look at your life and go, this is what I'm getting into fisticuffs over? Really? This is the big battle?
Dude, some guy comes flying out of nowhere. I don't know if you saw this one dude. Watch, he just shows up on the screen. Out of nowhere, it just flies right in.
Damn, dude.
Whoa. Like, he comes in with a drop kick.
Yeah. It was like he was sliding into first or sliding into home, really. That's insane. Okay.
It's Fairfax, Ohio, wherever the hell that is.
I don't know where Fairfax is, but guess what? I ain't going there. I'm done with it. I really am done with Ohio. I don't think there's much to say for me for Ohio.
It must be near Cincinnati because they said the Cincinnati Premier Youth Basketball League officials also said this time last year there were approximately 45 parent ejections versus 6 this year with new rules in place.
Well, good for them. Yeah, see, sometimes things...
45 parent ejections?
Sometimes Cincy can be a rough place. Yeah, I'm not going to Cincy. Congratulations, Joshua Puig. Good job.
What about just watching a kid play and be proud that he's out there doing something or she's out there doing something and just hope that they do well and don't get hurt?
How do you not go and sit there and go, I am an imbecile? I am just an incivil, whatever the word is, a civil-less imbecile. That this is what I'm doing over a basketball game. What kind of example am I setting for the children who, at least in a team sport, are supposed to learn how to be cool?
Right. Building friendships, building a spirit of competition.
Yeah.
Realizing your parents are idiots.
Yeah, I know, dude. And you know something? I mean, every kid does realize that, but that's the worst way.
Well, in high school, when we played in a roller hockey league, it wasn't affiliated with the high school, but it was, like a rec league, but it was very serious play for us kids. We took it serious. We had satin jackets with our teams on it.
Oh, nice.
But the parents were the worst. And it's, hockey's obviously an aggressive sport, and there was full checking, which was, looking back on it, not a really good idea to do with a bunch of 12, 13, 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
But it got so bad whenever a big hit happened and a parent was not happy their kid got hit, they would jump the boards. Because it wasn't ice. It was on it was similar to a blacktop on the street. And so they would jump the boards and go running at the kid that hit their kid. And then that parent would jump the boards. And now you had parents fighting. It was pretty entertaining.
Again, it's just, come on, people.
So after one season where it just got really bad, it was super violent. The next season we show up to the rink and they've constructed a giant fence, a chain link fence.
Yeah, baby.
Going around the boards.
Yeah.
So but sure as things got hairy. One parent's trying to climb the fence like it's a steel cage.
Okay.
I mean, luckily somebody pulled that person down.
At that point, don't you think they treat you like a caged animal in a zoo? Don't you see what you're being treated like? Don't you see pretty much how you're showing up?
Right.
Yeah.
Another person says, via text says, we had to stop an 8 and 9-year-old baseball game because the head coaches were fighting on the field.
Okay, well, that you don't expect because the coaches are supposed to be cooler than that.
8 and 9. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah. No, we got the World Series on the line here.
Right?
Yeah.
Get your crap together.
All right, I got some news I'm not happy about because I am not this person. And some people might not say I'm a very happy person, so this could be the reason why. New study says that morning people are happier overall than people who stay up late.
Oh.
And I am a night owl. I love staying up late.
If I had to pick, I would much rather stay up until 4 in the morning as opposed to wake up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and also apparently us night owls, Steve, have a higher risk of depression and schizophrenia.
Super.
Hey, come on. Oh, damn.
I mean, I'm a morning person, BJ. I'd much rather get up at 2:30 than stay out and hang out and watch television until 4.
Yeah.
I'm not a night person at all, but I'm also not a 2:30 in the morning person. But like on weekends,
who is though?
No, exactly. So, but like I would be like a morning person if 7 o'clock was my morning.
Yeah. I don't mind, like, on the weekend, sleeping in is 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I feel like if you get up between 5 and 7 a.m. regularly, that makes you a morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even, arguably, even if you get up at 8, because I'm the kind of guy that 8:30 is when I feel like, whoa, I'm really sleeping.
Oh, geez, I could never get... My wife, she starts the marching band at around like 7:30 in the morning. And by marching band, she will start vacuuming in the bedroom at 7:30 in the morning.
In the bedroom?
Yes. And I know she's not doing it to keep... Oh, she is keeping things tidy, but I know she's doing it also like, hey, get up.
Yeah,
wow,
that's totally
7:30?
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, that to me is with the kind of life you lead, she's got to give you till 8:30.
I'm living a rough life, BJ. She needs to respect that.
Yeah, she got to give you till 8:30. I think 8:30 is a reasonable time to say it's time to get up. But 7:30 for what we do for a
7:30, 8
living?
o'clock is usually when things are... Because she's up at 5.
Boy, your wife and I would have so many fights.
It's not worth fighting over.
See, you're a better man.
What's a half hour extra of sleep?
Nah, yeah, see, to me...
It's a half hour.
Yeah, I'm like, get out.
Yeah, I want to have menchies later on tonight. I want to eat it in anger.
You are, that's why I think, I don't know why my wife picked me. Because most men are like you. Most men go, whatever, it's not worth the fight. But me, I fight about everything because I'm just like, I'm sorry, you're stupid. Someone's got to tell you. Which I think most men's wives are. It's just that they don't tell them. Seriously. Because I've met most men's wives.
But where do you go?
And I listen to them. And I go, I know, but see, I know where I go with it. I go to.
What happens? What kind of satisfaction is that you just told your wife that she's stupid?
Because I don't want her running my life with her stupidity or my kid's life.
But is it going to change? Is she going to stop being quote unquote stupid because you said it?
I feel like if I'm really persistent, that's what I always felt.
It did work. She moved to another state.
Yeah, see that? She's smart.
So you have to deal with the stupid.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like my house so much better now that I'm running things. Because there were things that my wife does. I'm like, why would you do it this way? Only morons do things this way.
How'd that go?
Well, she's in California. Yeah. And I have to keep my mouth shut because I get down there and I see how she runs things. And I'm like, all right, it's her place.
I just, I feel like the things that I want to have an argument over or put my foot down, there's a lot more gravity to it when I do because it's like it's so rare that I do. So the moments where I'm like, no, this is not acceptable, I feel like I could kind of cut through a lot better.
You're right.
Situations because it's like, okay, wait a second. You don't typically get worked up over stuff, and now you're worked up over this. Maybe I should listen to what's going on.
Yeah, you're right. Picking your battles was always a skill that I did not have.
Yeah.
Look, most guys like you just looked at me and go, dude, what are you doing? You guys get what I don't get. I'm the kind of guy who go, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But every once in a while, a lot of guys like to turn me loose on their wives because it's like they go, what? No, they do. Because they know I will call their wife stupid and they'll get yelled at for it, but they'll agree that I'm an idiot. But they also go, thanks, man, because I think deep down she's going to realize how stupid she is but they don't have the guts to tell her. So they basically use me as the grenade to toss into their life.
Picturing like one of those old movies, those action films where the guy's stuck somewhere. It's like almost like a fight club, blood sport type of a vibe. And then they open up the gate and there's this weird mutant looking guy that comes out. It's like, oh crap, I got to fight this dude. That's like,
that's me.
They're like opening up the crazy mutant man. That's you.
Do you remember the last meeting?
In all due respect.
Do you remember the last meeting that I went to? They never had me go to meetings.
It's easily one of the most entertaining meetings I've ever been a part of because you made a woman cry.
But the boss said he intentionally knew that was going to happen. That's why, because I even said to him, I go, why do you bring me these meetings? You know how I am. Yeah. You guys don't keep me to meetings. He goes, no, I wanted you at this meeting. This was important because I knew this would ensue.
Unleash the BJ.
Exactly. Unleash the beast.
And she just did not.
I have got guy friends that do that. They just turn loose on their wife.
Why?
Because they don't want to fight the battle, but they think the battle should be fought, so they let me be the proxy
fighter. They feel like the battle should be fought. They should fight the battle. They shouldn't have you do it for them.
They know, like you, Steve, Why should I be the guy to call her a moron? And they love it because their wife gets called a moron and they don't get in trouble for it. Like at least being the originator.
See, that would be more of a headache than I'd want. Like, why do you have your friend deal with this? Why can't you do it? I would rather do it myself.
Yeah, see, it's usually at a party. And the guy is very subtle. Like, he will just go blah, 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 and then he knows that'll get her going, and she doesn't understand he started the whole fracas because I'm all of a sudden in it with her. She forgets he's the one that started the whole thing, and he basically just smiles as the grenade has been launched.
You got a weird circle of friends. One person says BJ's version of getting turned loose on someone's wife is different than my version.
I agree. Oh, yeah. No, there's no wife that ever wants to do anything with me because once I open my mouth, she's like, you are the most unsexy guy in the history of America.
Well, they have devices for sexy time that'll make you not talk.
Huh?
I'm just trying to help you, Jay.
I don't want to have sex with their wives. I just want to call them stupid.
Vicky, you're still grounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still on time out.
Yeah.
We never said time in.
It's a shocker that Vicky went back to sex
snuck out.
again. Yeah, she snuck out. Get the hell back.
Stare in the corner and sit down.
No.
All right.
I'll start crying.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe we can play Beat Migs and Vicky will not find a way to make it sexy. What do you think?
We shall see.
All right.
Who is beaten?
Okay. Yesterday, Steve got this one wrong.
How many eyes does a bee have?
1.
No.
2.
No.
3.
No.
5.
No.
6.
No.
5.
No.
5.
I love how you went all around 5.
I left out 5.
You had like 90 guesses and no 5. Yeah, 5, I think. Was that the answer? I think 5 was that was the answer. You want a shot at beating Steve? Okay. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 8:47.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Erin Ryan, political commentator, comedy writer, and host of Crooked Media's Hysteria.
And I'm co-host Alyssa Mastromonaco, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama.
Each week on Hysteria, we are joined by a team of hilariously opinionated ladies to discuss the headlines from the serious to the absurd.
We cover everything from reproductive rights to rom-coms and break down the political news of the week and cultural stories that affect women's lives.
New episodes of Hysteria drop every Thursday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.